series with 2 big boy wins on the road.
Woo! Big boy.
Man, we wondered if this team was resilient. Many people said they were not. But you know what? They proved to us just as resilient as ever as they take 2 games in Minnesota to even the series, still back home court. And of course, we're celebrating here in the Toyota Winners Lounge. You guys know how much we love Toyota. They're our favorite car, driven by our Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. We're also presented by Bet365. Never ordinary. Votes in the house.
You know what? One thing I learned, guys, watching all those playoff series with the Nuggets over the years? It's the first team to 4 wins.
Yep.
Is it?
It's not the first team to 2, guys. It's not the first team to 2. It's the first of 4. And it's 2s, baby. It's 2s.
I'm telling you, man. What a vibey game. On 100. Over here. The Lucky Serbia shirt.
I fucking want to stay on parade.
Let's
go, dude.
We are staying on parade.
Dude, so many people hopped off the parade. Get back on the parade. What are you thinking?
Back on the parade.
It's dangerous to get off the parade when it's in motion. We learned that during the actual parade.
Oh, man.
Get back on parade, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. And then, of course, rounding out the show, Harrison wins.
I cannot wait to see who's staying on parade after this one. I can't wait to find out, D-Line.
Unbelievable, man. What a great game. The Nuggets looked fantastic. They were only challenged by one Anthony Edwards. Certainly not by the rest of that team. Although, I'll throw Mike Conley a bone. Mike Conley also was in there. But they overcame it. Played incredible defense, incredible offense, incredible clutch, incredible start. So many things went right for Denver. Let's get right into our fast breakdown here. First note, hot start for Ant. He had the look. I'll tell you this. That guy's a gamer. He had the look right away. What do you have? 11 points in like 3 minutes?
Yep.
He had the look. And then Jamal Murray got 2 fouls. It was a little... just early on, you go, okay, you're going to have to weather a storm. This is it. How's Denver going to handle it? Well, Jokic just started percolating. Percolating a little. Just kind of got going. Anthony Edwards.
Supercomputer starting up.
That really was what it was like. And then 2 on Anthony Edwards. So 2 on Jamal, 2 on Anthony Edwards. You wondered how this game would be called. They definitely called it more like Game 3. As in they called fouls. They actually just
like
called fouls.
they called it like a basketball game.
And then after surviving what was a very tough, just like hold the line first 7 or 8 minutes, the Nuggets took the lead. And I swear you could hear a pin drop in that crowd. That whole crowd was like, are you kidding me? We're down right now?
Yep.
After that start from Anthony Edwards, Reggie Jackson had a great stint. Wolves were a bit rattled, especially Karl Anthony Towns. I will say this, Anthony Edwards had it going, and they went to Cat like 7 times in a row. Like, no, get it going, man, because if we had you also going, it would be awesome. Instead, he kept being terrible. And then Jokic, at the buzzer, shot fake, gets Naz Reid in the air, and then hits what is actually a pretty tough, like, 7-foot jumper. Not for Jokic. That was easy.
Just disrespectful.
Chills right there.
Nuggets up 29-24. Holiday starts the second quarter. Yes, Justin Holiday starts it with back-to-back 3-pointers. Nuggets were up 15. The route was on.
The fireman.
Conley picked up 3 fouls. I thought the Nuggets were going to be up 25 going into the half when Conley picked up his 3rd foul and had to go to the bench because they have not been good, without Conley. But instead, they got back into it a little bit, cut it to like 7. But then Jokic had a Statue of Liberty dunk. If you didn't watch the game and you're listening to this, you're like, wait, what?
Dude, there have been some great pictures I've seen posted around, man.
By one, Ryan Green had one.
That is the highest he's literally ever gotten into.
He one-handed
in his
it.
life. In his life.
He was the ball was at the top of the square, dude.
Back.
Oh my God.
Kind of a poster.
Well
And
above
it was
the
on
rim.
Anthony Edwards.
It was on Anthony Edwards was going to like jump for it. And he was like, what?
Yeah.
He's going to dunk it? This is insane.
That was a tiger dunk, and then it was great.
And then I'm not going to lie to you guys. The Wolves had all the momentum in the final 2 minutes. They cut it all the way down to 7. Then KCP was having an off night, hit a 3.
Beautiful.
Nuggets get a steal. Actually, I think Jokic gets a steal on Anthony Edwards, throws it all the distance for Michael Porter, who gets a dunk. They try to throw it in with 3 seconds left. They try to throw it all the way down court. Murray intercepts it and shoots a heave and drains it. An 8-0 run in like 15 seconds or 30 seconds. It was a backbreaker for the Minnesota crowd. They knew what was coming. 64-49 at the half. Wolves open with 3 threes. If you guys remember the second half, they were on fire. They cut it to 12, but Murray hit a deep 3 back to 15. Murray hit some big shots in that stretch to keep Denver in this game or to keep that lead going. But Jokic got his 3rd and then his 4th foul. Totally forced. He had to go out at the 6-minute mark. Ant caught on fire. Murray was on fire. It was kind of a nice back and forth. They were up 15 with 2:20, but Ant had that crazy dunk where he floated through the air. I mean, he was unbelievable. It just felt like if Denver could stop Ant, they would get the win. Fourth quarter, Nuggets had a chance to go up even bigger, but it stayed at 11 for like 5 minutes. And the big shot, in my opinion, Christian Braun hit a 3. Great process, ball pops around, finds him. That shot to me was at a moment where it was like, if you miss that, the Wolves have momentum now.
Yep.
And there's so much time left. He drains that one, and it kind of ripped their hearts out. It was 12 points with 3 minutes to go. Gobert got his 5th foul. Nuggets got a little sloppy running out the clock, if we're being honest, but Jokic had 16 points in the fourth quarter, including the finisher off of a double team. He just kind of walks to a layup. It was
Just to be very clear, only against the one defense on planet Earth that was designed specifically to stop him.
And
Just to be clear,
with the 4-time defensive player of the year.
Jokic was just masterful, and the Nuggets closed this one out and get the win. They lost by 7 in game 1. They won by 8 in game 4. Unbelievable. They lost by 26 in game 2. They won by 27 in game 3.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Nuggets literally did that to the Wolves on this as they went on the road and get 2 wins. All right, Red Hawk Roofing, big takeaways, fellas. Harrison, start us off.
Man, the legend of Nikola Jokic added a new chapter tonight because this was a masterful, near-perfect game, I thought, from Nikola Jokic. We said it midway through game 3. It felt like Nikola Jokic had completely solved the Timberwolves defense. There was a stretch in game 3 that I'll think back to 3 straight buckets from Jokic and then the finale oop to Aaron Gordon. We thought he might have cracked it, and game 4, just solid proof that he has solved the Timberwolves defense. One-on-one against Rudy Gobert, that's a matchup. He dominates. Rudy Gobert is the help side defender. He solved that as well. Denver has now scored 117 points against Minnesota and then 115 points in back-to-back games, game 3 and game 4. And it starts because Jokic has completely figured out this Timberwolves defense. He's completely comfortable against it. He knows what to do now in every scenario. And it took him 2 games. It took him 2 games for the supercomputer, for the artificial intelligence to learn and to completely solve what Minnesota's doing. And that's what we've seen in games 3 and games 4. Jokic just looks completely comfortable. He looks completely at peace. And everything that Minnesota has thrown at him these last 2 games, he's had an answer for. And they haven't been able to rattle him. They haven't been able to throw him off kilter at all. And this was just a dominant, like I said, near perfect game from Nikola Jokic.
So beautiful.
So beautiful, man. 35 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, one block, 4 turnovers.
Reminder
4 fouls.
game? We call it a reminder game? What do you think?
I'd call it that.
It was a reminder game for our fan base.
Yeah.
This is a game that will get the people talking. And what I mean by that is you had an Anthony Edwards monster performance.
Exactly.
You had an Anthony Edwards 44-point game. But you know what? Jokic had 35, and he was better.
Yeah. Jokic controls everything, man. And even defensively, he was unbelievable. D-line?
I mean, that's my big takeaway is that Anthony Edwards had an amazing game. And it didn't matter at all. Like, the Timberwolves got a lot of what they probably set out to do, where they're like, wow, they really looked like they set out to get Ant going. That was their main objective early on, and they fully got it, 100%. And it didn't matter. It absolutely didn't matter. The Nuggets are, contrary to reports early in the series, much deeper than the Timberwolves, particularly offensively. And now that Jokic has truly figured out their defense, how to break it, now they're going to be put in really uncomfortable positions where they're relying on Karl Anthony Towns to step up. They're relying on Rudy Gobert to step up. They're relying on just all of these guys that you're like, oh, do we feel good about their shooting? Do we feel like we feel good about their defense, but they're not getting stops? Like, what do we have left? So if I'm a Wolves fan, I'm feeling very discouraged tonight, because that would be like if Jokic went off and the Nuggets lost. Like, that's a terrible feeling. Anthony Edwards looked every bit like Michael Jordan tonight, and it mattered not even a little bit. Unbelievable.
It was incredible. Denver is going to have to figure some things out for him. But at the same time, I'm very curious. Maybe Denver's content with this.
I mean, why not?
Why? I mean, honestly, there is something too. Like, he's going to have to make tough shots, but he's a tough shot maker. But it didn't spiral.
This isn't nonsense. Malone actually, he almost kind of doubled down on it after game 1. They lost, so it was a tough way to get the message across. But he tried to say, like, we can live with this. It was too easy for Naz Reid. It was too easy for Mike Conley. Ant can get 40 points against any defense, but that's not the same as can he keep pace with what the Nuggets are able to get sustainably. And so that's not, by the way, if that sounds even a little bit like we're taking away from him, we're not. It's just you built a defensively oriented team. You don't have as much firepower as Denver, and it takes more than one guy. So I do think Denver is, for the most part, comfortable with it. Selective doubles. When do you get more aggressive with the stunting? When do you send help? But don't just double the whole game. I think they're comfortable.
And then, by the way, there's, 25 shots is a lot. That's what Ant took tonight. He made 16 of them. 16 of 25 is unbelievable efficiency on 25 shots. When you start taking more than that, you're talking about it gets real dangerous. Like 30 shots in a playoff game is kind of wild. So if your plan is, well, we need Ant to do more, it's like, man, you're talking about a guy shooting almost every time down court. That's a lot to ask. So, yeah. Your big takeaway?
Another guy we thought maybe just with the way this defense is built might struggle in this series.
Yes.
Mr. Nugget, we salute you. Aaron Gordon, what a game.
Salute.
And after hitting 3 threes in game 3, comes out, hits 2 more tonight, goes 3 of 3 from the line, and I'm burying the lead, fellas. 11 of 12 from the floor. 11 of 12.
He missed that one at the end, too. The last
that was
one.
In and out. And it wasn't just that. 27 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 stocks. Unbelievable effort from Mr. Nugget, who finished a +9, which was the highest of any starter, while logging 41 minutes, by the way. So I think we were maybe resigned to see Aaron Gordon struggle through most of this series. And what a treat that not only has Jokic figured this out, has Murray come back to life, but Aaron Gordon is brimming with confidence in the one matchup we thought he might not be able to get there.
My big takeaway, Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway, we were so unsure whether or not this team was the same team that came back from 3-1. We were so unsure. Game 2 was that bad. They looked that rattled. Things were looking dire. And we just wondered, do they still have that? They have it, and here's the thing. I have so much respect for how Jamal Murray has approached these last 2 games. I think, and I actually almost disagree with you a little bit, Harrison and Yoke's thing. Like, Yoke clearly was not good in game 2 and kind of gave up. But I think a lot of this is he just knows there's a counterpart needed for this. And when Murray brings it, he's like, good, I've got everything else. Everything behind the 2-man game, I'll take care of. I just need you to be aggressive. I need you to be in control. I need you to get to your spots, and I need you to make shots. Murray has responded. It's wild he only had 19 points, and it's wild he only shot 8 of 17. He did tail off a little bit at the end. But when he looked like he had no legs, and I believe he has no legs, when he looked like his back was against the wall, when it looked like everybody had counted him out. And by the way, he did own in this one way. When he said, yeah, the crowd's booing me, to be honest, I think I deserved to be booed.
Great answer.
There was a little self-reflection in that. But to come out and play as perfect or near perfect basketball, the Nuggets are not a title team the way they play in the regular season. They're just not. They are when Murray goes to this point. And whatever happened after game 2 for Jamal, whatever happened.
He got 5 days off.
That's true.
That's probably what happened.
I honestly only think that's part of it. He didn't have.
Dude, he was so much faster, though.
What's that?
He was so much
But
faster in game 3.
I'm telling you guys, though, Aaron Gordon's banged up. He had extra in the tank
Yeah, but
tonight.
he's not the point guard, and he's not trying to shake
He actually
Nikola
literally is
Jokic.
the point guard in this series because he has to bring the ball up.
How do you not think him getting healthy helped him?
I'm saying it did help.
It helped him massively.
My point is not that he was unhealthy or this or that. My point is that mentally in the playoffs, you are pushed to your physical limits.
Sure.
And I don't think he was up for it in games 1 and 2. In games 3 and 4, he has been locked in. He has been aggressive. He has been competitive. He has ran into every single challenge. And I honestly think it's what the team needed to see to say, like, there it is. All right, everybody do your job now. Murray's back. So for me, and by the way, we'll talk afterwards.
I mean,
not for the show.
Well, we can talk on the show.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what the show's for.
Like he just looked so much faster. He just couldn't get around anybody in game 2. It was like
So
getting blocked at the rim.
So he gets hurt. He plays the whole series against the Lakers, not good. Gets a giant break off. Plays games 1 and 2 against the Wolves, not good. But then the 3 days off is what did it. Not the big rest between the game and the game.
He injured
5.
himself at the tail end of that Lakers series. He didn't look great. He looked great in game 5. He stepped up, but it was like those are lesser defenders.
But was he good in the Lakers series?
He was good in game 5, yeah.
He was good in game 5, correct, but not games 1 through 4. So if the injury happened in game 5, the one he was good on, I'm saying Murray. We're putting everything on the injury, and I always say, look, lots of guys are injured. You ask around who's the most injured on the Nuggets roster, they say 4 guys before you get to Murray.
but like you're talking about his skill.
I'm not putting everything on the injury. I just think that's the biggest thing in the whole Jamal Murray conversation. But you are right from the aspect of the Nuggets are not the Nuggets if Jamal Murray is not a threat. And he's been a threat these last 2 games. He's complimented Jokic enough. He's been the Jamal Murray that the Nuggets have needed for their offense to run at the levels it needs to. 115 points on the Wolves tonight, 117 in game 3. This is a defense that a lot of people out there were putting very high praise on. Bill Simmons called them the 3rd best defense he's seen since he started watching basketball. They are an incredible defense. They are great. But I don't know if any defense can slow down the Nuggets offense when the Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic 2-man game is operating at or near peak levels, and that's what's happened in these last 2 games. It opens everything up. It lets Nikola Jokic solve whatever problems Minnesota's trying to throw his way, and it just makes the Nuggets the Nuggets.
I just want to say that I think both mom and dad are right here. In game 3, Murray being healthy to me was huge. The finishing at the rim was different and noticeably so. In game 4, I did not think he looked as fresh, and then this is where I think Adam is also right. There was still something. It was still so much better than games 1 through 2, and so all right, we're generally in agreement.
By the way,
here.
Michael Malone's on record. You can see the presser where between games 2 and 3 where he says as much.
Yeah, he's never lied before.
He's not. Well, he says he's no. I mean,
it's also
not his direction.
It's also
he would
not his leg.
What's that?
It's also not his leg. I mean, he knows like Murray was fast. He was demonstratively faster, and it changes everything for him.
All right, cool. Anyway, Are we? I'm good on the Jamal.
Let's take our break. On the other side, we'll get into the rest of the game.
Let's go.
Alrighty.
Guys, we love Toyota. We are here in the Toyota Lounge. I feel like I was cruising in a 4Runner, a Tacoma.
Hell yeah, dude. 8-runner.
Just riding with one hand on top of the steering wheel. Windows open in this game 4 tonight. But Toyota, they have a car for everybody. No matter what you're looking for, sedan, truck, SUV, electric, they've got everything you could ask for. They have tons and tons of electric vehicle options as well. 16 different hybrid vehicles too, like the Tundra iForce Max hybrid truck.
Man, I really want an electric vehicle. Adam drives one. I want one.
They have, like I said, 17 models with all-wheel drive, 16 different hybrid vehicle options for you. So you can choose a bunch of different options.
I'm gonna make a decision here.
Yeah. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe in Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets.
Man, I love Bet365 where it's never ordinary, almost like a Nuggets playoff series. Truly, anything
Never
can
ordinary.
happen when these boys lace them up. And anything can happen for you at Bet365. Right now, we're launching a new 6-week giveaway. Each week, if you participate, you're eligible to win bigger and bigger prizes. And if you've participated each week, you're eligible to win the grand prize. It's actually a big prize. I just prefer the word grand. It's big. Join us to win DNVR merch this week. And if you keep playing along, you could hop on a podcast or go to an open practice with one of us. Think about how cool it would be to go to a morning skate with Eric LaCroix or a training camp with Todd Davis or
if you want to ride scooters with Eric,
hang out with Eric. Yeah, coloring session with Eric.
Can you imagine if that's what they chose for their big prize, just to go on a scooter ride with old D-Line?
New users sign up during the Bet365 community by signing up and using the promo code DNVR365 because Bet365 is never ordinary and you can win some money. Must be 21 or older and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
The guy who honestly would be the player of the game if we were doing player of the game still would probably be Aaron Gordon, to be honest with you. As
so
great
good.
as Jokic was. I mean,
we'd have a battle.
Jokic was the best player.
Yeah.
But Aaron Gordon tonight did the thing that was so out of the ordinary. 11 of 12 shooting. But not just that. You know who had a terrible game tonight? In a way that may have like repercussions on that team? Karl Anthony Towns.
Yep.
He was horrible tonight. 13 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. Okay, good job. 5 of 18. And that doesn't even tell those. Honestly, his stats are way better than I expected them to look. He was shook by Aaron Gordon. He was a non-factor, not only a non-factor, a negative factor. And then Aaron Gordon just found the spots, found the seams today, created a lot of the switches that allowed Denver to score in the half court. He's the guy I didn't know if he had it in him based on how he'd been playing in this playoffs.
Totally.
And he totally wound back the clock.
Yeah, he was incredible. He missed one shot this whole game, shot 11 of 12. He made both of his threes. And just scrolling the timeline, it seems like Minnesota has been talking about that they have to pay more attention to him on defense.
Hell yeah.
So this could have some ramifications heading back to Denver for Game 5. But he was a beast. He was a beast in this game. Got up for a couple finishes at the rim that I didn't know if he had that in him. And I'm talking in-traffic dunks when Denver really needed those baskets. A couple in-between mid-range jumpers that are the shots that you hate Aaron Gordon taking, but he made them today.
Cash.
He was so big. 7 rebounds and 6 assists as well. He had a full, complete Aaron Gordon game, and he dominated Karl Anthony Towns.
Yep.
This was a borderline meltdown, I thought, from Towns in this game. First off,
Dude, this is a full-on meltdown.
he started 0 of 7 from the floor, and he was frustrated right off the bat. And it kind of felt like his negative energy transferred to the rest of the Timberwolves team. It felt like they all started complaining. They all started like throwing fits on the court because that's what Towns was doing. And honestly, like you said, Adam, his numbers don't tell the story. He was way worse
He was
than the
terrible.
box score indicated. He was a huge negative for Minnesota, even though somehow he was a +4 in this game. And this was the performance that we thought Karl Towns was capable of when we were heading into this series. We thought the Nuggets could rattle him, and they rattled him tonight.
Oh my God.
And I think credit to Aaron Gordon, who about halfway through Game 3 started doing a much better job closing out on Towns, if not running him off the line. And Towns does have more to his game than just threes, but I think once you get him forcing the issue, once you get him kind of, all right, I'll put the ball on the floor here, and now what do I do? You know, as opposed to just getting spot up threes where he hadn't missed for like 90 straight days. And I thought Gordon, obviously some of this was just Cat was due for a little regression, but I thought the Nuggets and Aaron Gordon, it hasn't been so easy for him. And he's had to work, and he's had to put the ball on the floor. And I think once he does that, you know, he's got some flailing limb syndrome to him for sure. He's got a little get ahead of himself to
Bro,
him.
he whined all night.
So
Cat? You talking
And he
about
was
Cat?
trying
Oh
to
my
take
God.
the game over whenever he got
Dude.
the opportunity, just forcing up terrible
Cat was
shots.
so bad.
But this is playoff experience. It's not how it looks when you're hitting every shot and everything's going your way and you can just go to plan A 10 out of 10 times. At some point in this experience, plan A won't work. And then what are you made of? Not just in terms of what are your counters and all of that, but mentally, are you ready for that? And that is the one question that hadn't been asked of the Wolves yet. And in the last 2 games, Denver asked that question, and they're getting the answers they want.
It's so beautiful. I mean, the just AG playing tough and strong, getting in, bodying people, getting finale oops. I mean, just also playing out of that dunker spot and hitting three. I mean, the fact that he's hitting threes
So
is
dope.
opening up absolutely everything. And
That's confidence.
it's so confident. And he also drew the Anthony Edwards assignment. He drew the Karl Anthony Towns assignment.
There were some numbers floating around, by the way, that Ant was like 1 of 5 or 1 of 6 against Aaron Gordon. I know those numbers are not always like the
Right.
best, but I mean something.
He was
So good.
physical. Like, he played strong, sturdy, physical
Yes.
defense on Edwards tonight.
Yes, and it meant everything. And to watch Karl Anthony Towns turn into Karl Anthony Towns is just so satisfying. You know that this is what this guy is made of. He is the ultimate front runner, and to see him met with even the slightest bit of resistance, what he turns into, it's hilarious. He flails, he falls, he cries, he takes shots that are just absurd, ridiculous shots he shouldn't be taking. He forces the issue, and he gets completely in his head. And if you are Anthony Edwards, you got to be looking at that guy like, brother, you got to step up. Like, I cannot be the only one out here. You're the other guy we look at as the offensive option here for the Timberwolves, and I cannot get this kind of not just like inefficient performance, but like this emotional performance out of you was comical.
So I love this point because Denver, went to their darkest hour after Game 2. They did get that long extended break, to sit on it, but they obviously responded together. That was not like, well, we got to get rid of, AG's not doing his job, or, Murray, we got to go away from him. They responded together. Minnesota now, the onus is on them, because if I'm Minnesota, there's two things I'm thinking. Gobert wasn't there in game 2, and we killed him. Spacing was unbelievable. Karl Anthony Towns ate up an enormous amount of possessions tonight and gave us nothing. Those are two questions that if you're that team, I have to imagine there's a little questioning. You just skated through the first 6 games of the playoffs with no questions to have to be answered. You got game 3 puts you on your heels a little bit, but this game totally makes you go to the drawing board and say, all right, do we just go away from Cat? Do we tell Cat we have to go away from him? Gobert, is there something to this or that? And I think those questions become very real for them. Christian Braun's the other guy. We referenced him a little bit.
Oh, my God.
To play, how well did he play tonight? Well, he played 25 minutes. That happens when Michael Malone believes in you. And he drew a huge assignment. He got a lot of fourth quarter minutes with the closers in KCP's spot. And most important of all, he hit his shots, 3 of 4, and the one big one, wide open, knew he had to take it, and he knocked it down. What do you got?
Well, what I loved about that 3 was there was no hesitation, stepped into it with confidence. There was no doubt that he was shooting that ball. And throughout the season, we've seen him lose confidence in his shot. We've seen him second-guess himself on those open threes. There was no hesitation with that one from the right wing tonight. And then he also hit some big free throws in this game. 4-4 from the line. He hit 2 in some big clutch fourth quarter minutes as well. He was great. And he was so good that there wasn't a lot of argument between us about should he close this game.
No, we were hoping he would.
We were all very okay with Christian Braun closing this fourth quarter over Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And he deserved to, man. He played smart. He played physical. He didn't make any mistakes really in this one, and he's trusted. Christian Braun's played in a lot of big games over his entire basketball career, and he just looked ready for the moment tonight.
Yeah, man. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. This is the question that had been asked of the Denver Nuggets heading into these playoffs. What are they going to do having lost both Bruce Brown and Uncle Jeff Green? Justin Holiday steps in. He actually makes buckets.
We'll get to him next, yeah.
Christian Braun steps in, gives you exactly what Bruce Brown gave you. Tough-minded defensive possessions, knocking down a big shot, taking on the biggest and most difficult defensive assignment in Anthony Edwards and being very solid doing it. I mean, that guy's literally unstoppable. Not Jokic level, but if he wants to get to the rim and he takes 5 or 6 attempts at it, he's gonna get there 4 times,
Yeah.
But nobody on the Nuggets has been able to give any kind of or the same level of friction that Christian has, and it's incredible to see. He's such a gamer. It's crazy.
And I think a little credit to Michael Malone here, who sometimes starts slow in series, and not the first time 2 games through we've thought to ourselves, what's the plan here?
Right.
And cranking up the minutes for Christian Braun, and then also doubling down on the Justin Holiday minutes, which it worked. And I was confused by them at first, even though I understood he can shoot and Peyton can't. You just thought maybe there's more to playing Peyton and letting him figure it out so his defense can pop. Not the case. Justin Holiday was 3 of 5 from deep again tonight, and he was a plus 11 again. He shot the lights out. And Malone has cranked the minutes up for Christian Braun when necessary, and wisely so far played Justin over P-Watt, which he deserves credit for. That move is working out. And by the way, Reggie under 10 minutes again, and then good in those 10 minutes.
Yeah,
so
hit 2 threes.
I think second game in a row where that's
that
happened.
one turnover.
So I think there's something to the rotation falling into place here too. And then of course, obviously, as we can all see, there have been some major adjustments just in terms of how they attack this defense to begin with the starters. So Malone and the staff deserve credit as well. But obviously, lion's share goes to Christian Braun, who balled out.
Yep. Christian Braun was believable. I'm glad you brought up Michael Malone and his rotations. And also adjustments, because here's one. We went over in the pregame some of the adjustments, that stood out to me. Game 3 was largely about how well Denver scored off of stops. Transition, fast breaks, but also secondary break, just cross match and now exploit it. Denver did a great job. Tonight, they looked very comfortable in the half court. Against the set defense, against everything. Yeah. They got Gobert switched out onto Jokic.
They figured it out.
They figured out how to move the pieces around in the half court in a way that I have to imagine if you're Minnesota, you're the coaching staff, you're looking at that part of it and going like, man, they really put us where they wanted us to be with ease. I'm very excited to see what kind of adjustments have to come in Game 5 from both teams, because I would not be surprised if Minnesota blinked a little bit and got a little wild with what they do and said, okay, something crazy here.
They are, for sure.
Because after Game 3, it definitely wasn't time for Minnesota to panic. You know, you drop a game, okay, you won 2 on the road. Denver, you knew they were going to bounce back. You knew they were going to fight and punch first. But after tonight, there's definitely a little panic that has to creep in if you're the Timberwolves.
Yes. Dude, they've had 2 games. Literally, the Nuggets undid everything they did and then some. So if they were feeling good, they have to feel worse than the Nuggets were feeling. And they don't currently possess any answers. Like, they really are going back to the drawing board entirely, because Nikola Jokic has fully figured out their defense, how to break it, what guys they can lean on. And, you know, the guys that are knocking down shots, like Justin Holiday, like a Christian Braun, those are coming wide open. It's not like they're taking really tough shots. Like, they're getting the ball to those guys in positions where they don't have to go way out of themselves to succeed. They're just systematically picking them apart. It's beautiful.
Denver's offense, man, again, it's so funny, the narrative shift, because after Game 2...
Every game, man.
And, I mean, look, it's the playoffs. It's what you're supposed to do, honestly. I mean, like, you can't react to a 26-point loss at home and just say, oh, it's fine, that's just variance. There's something wrong with the team at that point. Yeah. But for the Wolves to get the credit of being, is this one of the best defense we've ever seen? And by the way, I think the answer is yes. Even their regular season numbers say that. You know, the 82-game sample, the 6-game sample of the playoffs before Game 3 says yes. But Denver's offense is also historic. And it's been incredible to watch the series shift from, oh, that defense to, oh, my God, that offense. And there's more in the tank. Let's get to Justin Holiday really quickly. You mentioned it, wild of Malone to stick with him, but you know what? He knows his team. Holiday was unbelievable today. 3 of 5 from 3. Did his job defensively, was where the spots he was supposed to be, and the team clearly has confidence in him playing. No question it was the right move to go with him.
No question at all, and it's wild because he barely played this season.
I know.
He took his 5th free throw tonight.
Justin Holiday barely played at all this regular season, man. Especially over the last, couple months when we felt like the Nuggets were getting to their playoff rotation. But he's been needed. And, heading into this series, I said a couple days ago how I had been told the Nuggets thought about playing Julian Strawther in this series.
They did last time. In garbage time.
They obviously didn't, but there was a thought in the Nuggets' mind that they needed a shooter.
Right.
They needed a shooter to break this Timberwolves defense because there were some concerns about being able to score against these guys. Those concerns were highlighted in games 1 and 2, but they have needed an extra shooter. Justin Holiday's been that guy. He's never been shy about shooting the 3. We've joked a lot throughout the year that when he does shoot it, some of those shots are contested. He's got a quick trigger. He gets them up there, but he's been making them, man, and he's been absolutely key.
When he's been making them, you guys said he was 3 of 5 tonight. I think Justin Holiday is 10 for 16 from downtown against the Wolves in this series.
Oh my God.
I think he's 10 for 16 from deep in this series. That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And we did joke a little bit throughout the course of the year about how his role would wax and wane. Then we started to get serious about it in the final third. Is he going to be that last man in the rotation? Does he have a chance? He hasn't just been there by default. He's been a swing factor off the bench. That's crazy. So credit to him, credit to the staff. And I know Wolves fans are sitting there punching air going, Justin Holiday again?
You know what, though? He believes in basketball again.
He believes in basketball again. And so do we.
And so do I.
Justin Holiday has given himself to the basketball gods, and they've rewarded him for it.
This is the Michael Scott, I believe in the game of basketball again. Justin Holiday, Adam Manas. All right, let's take a break on the other side. Let's look and see what the future holds, fellas, shall we?
Oh, I can't wait.
I can't wait for dialed in gummies.
I literally can't wait for that. Can someone dial me in ASAP, please?
Get dialed in, D-Line, with dialed in gummies, Colorado's premium cannabis gummy specializing in craft and small batch for the past few years strong. These guys are awesome. Here's some examples of the type of gummies that they've dialed up recently. Check out Batch 1950. Shout out to Rocky. An ode to everybody's favorite mountain lion mascot. Also, Batch 1942.
Dude, I need to get my hands on that.
Smells
Rocky.
like team spirit. A sentimental nod to the Avs as they position themselves in the playoffs. Dialed in gummies, they've made over 2,500 unique batches of gummies since 2020, and they have 2 tribute batch releases to put on your radar this week, both themed around the playoffs, the ones I just mentioned. So get on Batch 1950. Shout out to Rocky.
I need Batch 1950.
Or
I'm writing
Batch
it down.
1942.
I need
Smells like
1950.
team spirit.
I'm in. I'm so in.
These guys are awesome. Dialed In Gummies, Colorado's premium cannabis gummy, specializing in craft and small batch for the past few years strong. Go to dialedingummies.com, dialedingummies.com, or you can visit a dispensary near you to learn more about these limited releases.
Hey there, beach studs.
Yeah.
Ready to
Talking to
suck
me?
up those summer vibes?
Okay.
Unveil your ultimate beach bod? Well, you're in luck, boys. Because our friends over at Manscaped have you covered from head to toe with the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra. This ultimate all-in-one grooming kit is set to have you looking and feeling your best in the summer sun. And you know what? I did get to take home the 5.0, and it's quite the machine.
You're ready for the beach?
It's quite the machine. I am ready for the beach.
I'll say that.
The machine.
I'll say I've noticed that Brendan's been getting here a few minutes earlier than normal. His walks have been picking up steam.
Aerodynamic.
Is that what it is? No wind resistance?
Very
That's
little
the only thing I can.
resistance.
That's the only thing I can chalk it up
does
to.
he walk with his...
All jokes aside, I think for most people, the number one deterrent between you and a good job of grooming yourself, fellas, is just not having the right tools for the job. You can get all the right tools with Manscaped to 20% off plus free shipping with the code Nuggets20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code Nuggets20 at manscaped.com. The summer sun is here to stay, so trust Manscaped to keep your pubes at bay. I had to read that part.
I mean, you just got to, man.
was in
Manscaped. Shout out to
I'm
them.
fine. I'm to be honest. I'm happy my pubes are finally at bay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, they've been,
They've
So
been,
am I, D-line. Just kidding.
they've been out of bay for some time.
Guys, we have a new segment. By the way, Superstar Dev will be joining the show from Minneapolis.
We think.
I've been texting. He's responded to my messages this time.
The after party maybe started a little early for Superstar
He's
Dev.
having a great time out there.
He's having a little bit too good of a time,
In
honestly.
true Dev
We
fashion.
could never send... Actually, we have to send Dev now every time.
I know.
Yeah.
Unbelievable good luck charm for us. We got a new segment, though, guys. Presented by Shady Rays. The future is bright.
So bright.
So bright. Presented by Shady Rays. Let's put on our rose-colored glasses and explain to the people why the
Gold-colored.
future is bright for the Denver
How do I
Nuggets.
not have some
Bright-
Shady Rays to put on right now?
I know.
They're
What's-
coming. We actually do have some rose-colored ones coming. Brought to you by Shady Rays. Head to shadyrays.com and use code DNVR at checkout for 35% off polarized sunglasses. First of all, first time ever doing this segment. Can you imagine if they would have lost? Would have been a
The
really
future's
tough,
dark.
a really tough first segment for Shady Rays. But fortunately, no universe does that happen in. The Nuggets win this one. Why is the future bright, Harrison?
I mean, the future's bright because the Nuggets are going to win the series now.
It's pretty
Good
bright.
argument. Hard to disagree.
Pretty bright.
They've taken back home court. Game 5 at Ball Arena. Nikola Jokic is about to be presented the MVP award in front of his home fans.
Oh,
Think
my
about
God.
how alive that building is going to be 2 days from now.
Game 5. Yeah, I didn't think of that. That's great. Great.
That
detail.
is bright. The future is electric right now.
Why is the future bright? Because Nikola Jokic has completely solved the Wolves, and playoff Murray has already started to make an appearance. What once was bad is now good in every facet. All of the Nuggets are good. It just as bad as we felt after Game 2, the Minnesota Timberwolves have lost by more points cumulatively
wild.
than we had at that point. The Nuggets are now leading this series in points. They are
incredible.
So I can't imagine. And you're talking again about a team that is wholly untested when the things get tough.
I know.
So the future looks very bright for the resilient Denver Nuggets. It looks very dim for the cat-led Minnesota Timberwolves.
Can you imagine if you could have placed a bet right after Game 2 and say when it comes back for Game 5, the Nuggets will actually have the point differential in their favor? That would have been the wildest bet. You would have gotten plus $1 million odds. Why is the future so bright?
Nuggets turned the bench over. They went younger. The West got better. The Nuggets won more games. The Nuggets are in a tougher playoff field. The Nuggets got a tougher draw so far. Same record.
It's funny. It's all the same teams.
I just think that it is true the West got better.
Yeah, true.
But the West had a long way to catch up. And, the Nuggets knew that this would be a reloading year off the bench. Hopefully it'll take time. And within that time, those guys will develop. Christian Braun, Peyton Watson. In the meantime, is this the year you got to cross your fingers and hope, especially with the wear and tear? Well, through all of those factors, where are they sitting? 2 wins away from getting out of the second round. What is it? 10 more wins from another parade.
That's it?
Future's looking bright, fellas.
Guys, here's why the future's bright. It's our guy, it's Wade. Because last year the Nuggets were in front for most of it, and people still ran their mouths.
Oh, yes.
And so Wade, our guy, friend of the show,
the
Nuggets superfan,
the secretary of Nuggets
secretary
Twitter.
of
Nuggets Twitter
of receipts. This year, people said a lot in the last week.
Oh, yeah.
People said more in the last week than they've said in the last several years. And a lot of the people that said all of those things right now are looking at their receipts going, man.
They're trying to delete. They're frantically going through their tweets, trying to hit delete. I know Wade, he's smart. He's screenshotted a lot of those, so you're too late.
Dude, I was getting buried with negativity. I've already responded to a bunch of them, but
Job's not done.
Job's
not done.
Job's literally
Job
just
is-
back to
Job's
square.
not done.
Literally,
Job's just beginning.
People were just telling me, like, flatly, plainly, a fact. The Wolves are just better.
Yeah.
I'm like, are they just better? Are they just better? Okay, I guess you're seeing something I'm not, but okay. We got ourselves a series, boys, and not only do we have ourselves a series, like we have the very clear advantage at this point. The Nuggets are in the very clear pole position, which is unbelievable. Just 2 games it took to completely swap or flip the entire thing on its head.
Here's the other reason the future's bright.
Why is that?
I really believe this, man. I just think the Nuggets will get better the longer these playoffs go on. Just like they did last year. And I'm seeing something from Jamal. I'm seeing something from all of them that, again, the injuries, they are tough. They're going to be tough every single game. But this team looks like they are playing like themselves for the first time since, in my opinion, since right after the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Before Murray got hurt, but right in that portion, they looked incredible. Statement week 2.0. They were out there playing incredible basketball. The injuries happened. They kind of limped through the finish line, get through round 1. The Nuggets, to me, look a lot like they did at Game 4 of last year's Phoenix series, which was the second round, and that means good things should be on the way for your Denver Nuggets.
Nikola Jokic has a chance to... He's done a lot of incredible shit in his career already. Coming back from 0-2 after dropping the first 2 home games against this Timberwolves defense, if they go on to win this series, this will be up there with his greatest feats, man. No
100%.
doubt.
100%. We wondered if any series could crack a top 5. Right. You come back as dire as things looked after Game 2, and we're gonna have some conversations because the Nuggets have some great series under their belt, but we're gonna have some conversations should they be able to pull that off. Where else do we go from here, fellas? One thing I will say, quick turnaround. Jokic has said, and by the way, he didn't just say this in the playoffs. He said it in the regular season. He loves every other day.
Yeah.
He hates when the rhythm gets messed up. There is a part of me that thinks, as banged up as Denver is, Minnesota could use 3 days off. They're not going to get them.
Yeah.
They're going to have to fly to Denver and immediately try to work on some adjustments.
And have to watch an MVP trophy presentation. And I am so curious to see, as Wade's chiming in the chat, of course he's in the chat, our guy, he says he's ready.
Just know that I'm ready.
We're ready for this.
He had to work. I'm sure he worked overtime last week with how many receipts were
he's
accumulating.
working 2 jobs right now.
He's
working 100-hour weeks.
What I love
You gotta
about
get
Wade
an assistant, man.
is Wade just knows how the game goes. Someone hit him up and they're like, "You've been quiet lately." He's like, "Yeah, man, they're down. I'm waiting." He's like, "But I've been collecting."
Yeah, but I've been collecting.
I've been collecting.
I am so curious to see how Minnesota's mental holds up throughout the rest of this series, because you're starting to see the cracks, I really feel like.
Oh, my
Definitely,
God.
man.
You saw Towns crack
Dude,
tonight.
you're seeing the canyons.
And there's a video that I've sent to Kale of Anthony Edwards post-game. It sounds like him and Jamal Murray exchanged some words heading off the court. And, just judging from that and what Towns did, Naz Reid also was mouthing off to his teammates and the refs, it seemed like all game tonight, it feels like they're starting to crack. Now, job's not done. They're a very good team with a rising superstar, great defense. They're well coached. They can totally regain control, but the cracks are starting to show.
Can I tell you the funniest of these?
Should we play this since it's up and it's been hanging for a minute?
All right, let's play it. It'll become a conversation. Real quick, one of the funniest cracks that we haven't talked about, towards the end of the game when Cat goes down and Gobert comes over to help him up and then he falls down.
Oh my God.
That was an all-time, like, man, the vibes are down for Minnesota.
The Wolves have some wild pendulum swings, man.
They really
With their
do.
vibes.
All right, let's see the video clip.
Anthony, did you have any words with Jamal or any of the Nuggets at the end of the game there? Looked like you might have
I just told his ass, that's what we love that. Keep talking that. That's what we like. Well, I love it, So, he ain't say nothing back, but I'm pretty sure he heard me. They heard me. Yeah, we live for that.
You know what's hilarious about that? And like Yoke is a truth teller.
Yeah.
And he corrected himself.
Yep. He said, I like that. He's like,
said,
Cat,
we love. Well,
Cat doesn't like that.
Well,
Rudy
hold on,
doesn't
yeah.
like that.
Just speaking for myself, I like that.
you know what? I don't even know if Mike Nori likes that. I think Kyle Anderson kind of hates it personally.
Alex Rodriguez hates
Yeah,
it.
he really hates it, man. We know he really hates it.
Mark Laurie probably likes it.
Honest, that was a real catch, though.
Yeah,
that was a
that
real.
was.
I like that. I do.
Yeah.
Bring it to me because I like that.
It's amazing.
That was pretty amazing. All right, let's take our last break. On the other side, we'll get to some super chats. I'm told we have a lot of them. We might have to do $5 and up, Kale. If you can sort them, let's do it that first, and then we'll try to get to them later. Just because we have 70 super chats, so we're gonna have to do it.
We got to put some sort of checks and balances in here.
Our show was 100 minutes last time. We gotta keep it moving. Also, Superstar Dev from the arena before long.
Red Hawk Roofing, Denver's best roofers. They're also like arguably Denver's best guys.
They're gonna have their work cut out for them after we blow the roof off.
Oh, man,
Arena.
they might need to replace our roof here.
We need help.
I've
Red
seen
Hawk.
our roof.
It's bad, especially
Not in
after
the best
that.
condition.
We blew the roof off the
130-year-old building.
Yeah. Quality materials, decades of experience, quick response time. They are Colorado's best estimators and contractors. Huge DNVR supporters, so support these guys if you need any roof maintenance, home or business. Red Hawk Roofing, they're your guys. Free, no obligation, roof and property inspections. Free, in-depth photo reports for all inspections. With hail season here, it's the summer. You never know what's going to happen in Colorado with the weather. It's liable to hail. Don't wait on taking care of any issues before the big storm hits, and then you're wondering what's happening to your roof. Get that done ahead of time. They will give you a free upgrade to a hail impact resistant shingle. Free upgrade from Red Hawk Roofing to take care of hail season. So if you're looking for a new roof over your home or business, be sure to check out Red Hawk Roofing. RedHawkRoofing.com. Tell them DNVR sent you, Denver's best roofers. The best.
I know someone moving to Denver. I don't want to brag, guys. It's my girlfriend. You don't know her. She goes to a different school. But she's,
Congrats on the girlfriend.
she's moving it. Thank you. Thank you.
Congrats.
She's real. I see her every now and then. Not that much. But when she moves to Denver, we're going to join Volo together because I want her to find softball teams, to meet people out in the city, to make tons of friends. And that's what all of you can do, whether you've lived here your whole life, whether you're new to the city, but particularly for those of you who are new, if you're part of the large transplant situation. Look, man, you don't want to just rent a zip code in Denver. Get out there, be part of the city, make some friends. You can do it with Volo, where you can be playing beer in hand kickball, you can go bowling, you can play softball, all kinds of leagues and games with varying levels of competition and intensity. Sign up on the Volo app using the code DNVR3 to get your Volo pass for only $10 a month for the first 3 months. That's DNVR3 when you're using the Volo app. Get out there, man. Go see Denver. Go meet those Denverites. And make yourself at home here in the Mile High City.
Alrighty, we are back. I know Aaron Gordon has gone to the podium. Jamal Murray, Michael Malone.
Aaron Gordon said his favorite beer is Modelo.
Fuck yeah.
I think that's the
There
most
you go.
popular beer in America.
Great answer. It is, yeah. It is.
That's interesting. All
He
right.
said I'm a Modelo.
By the way, there's our
kinda
new
guy.
MB3 shirt. Go to the DNVRlocker.com. Get all your Nuggets merch, man.
Dude, you want to buy this shirt because he is officially getting crowned MV3 at Ball Arena.
You guys want to know
in a couple
something?
days.
Haven't lost since you dropped the shirt. Is it the shirt? Or is it the adjustments in the play of Jokic?
You can't argue definitively against the shirt.
That's a great point. Let's head
really
to Toyota chat and check out our super chats here, Kale.
Oh, yeah,
God,
perfect.
not this
THTR
again.
_201.
See?
Murray staring down Harlan is such a dope
Oh
image.
my God! What a picture!
Okay.
What a picture, man!
It really was, man. Look at that.
Oh, God.
Kevin Harlan understands the moment.
Kevin Harlan staring him back.
I know.
Two men
That's
with an
one thing that
elite
LeBron
sense of the
James
moment.
wasn't able to do, is look back at him. LeBron
Dude.
James turned and ran.
Oh, 2 playoff risers right there.
Yeah,
brother.
that's so true. What else,
All right,
Kale?
what else do we got? Super producer Kale, aka Special K, aka Did We Freeze? We're back. This one is from, I can't read that.
We're gonna have to zoom in or something.
Is that the same one, Kale?
No, it's different.
Can you just read it?
I actually legit can't read that one.
I'll make it as big as I can.
Can you just read it, Kale?
X Jordan and Timberwolves WR taking a victory lap on ESPN. I don't know.
Okay.
Let's go.
Thank you very much for your money. Thank you very much for your money.
All right.
And, okay. A guy, a dog, and a GoPro. BBL Kitty was iconic. D-Line is the smartest and strongest man alive. Snagged courtside seats for an absolute steal after the loss on Monday. Get to see Jokic claim his MVP trophy.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Let's go, baby.
That's awesome.
BBL kitty. BBL
He really
kitty.
does have Drake vibes. He does.
Oh, he's the big, yeah, dude.
John
He definitely
White,
loves Drake.
watching with my 16-year-old daughter who loves you guys. D-Line cat impersonation broke her, and she's still laughing. Thanks for the memories, fellas.
What was your cat impression?
I was just like, hey, knock it off. I'm trying to score a basket over here.
We gotta go to Denver now. We gotta go to Denver
It
now.
was like his mouth was up. You could see what he was saying. He's like, that's not a foul. I don't agree with that.
5-5-5-5-5-ish. Survived the Ant 40-piece game. Bench played out of its mind. Orlando Aaron Gordon showed up with his best Jokic impression, and Jokic did Jokic things. LFG.
Let's
Hell
go.
yeah, baby. Hell yeah. I will say this, Ant, does he have a better performance in him? He might. He honestly might.
He
But
might.
I-
He probably does.
Yeah, he could.
Although he was pretty perfect.
he was really freaking good.
He
was
did
really
get
good.
hurt at some point.
Hammy?
In the fourth.
Like, I don't know what else he could do except for if he just tells everyone to get the fuck out of the way and just takes every
He kind of
shot.
did that.
James Passage, both wins. Tony Brothers and Scott Foster's whistles. Welcome to the new world.
Those are our
Totally,
guys.
man. We're past that.
Dude,
Scott Foster,
Tony
Tony
Bratte.
Bratte, man.
just fostering the new era of Denver Nuggets basketball.
Donnie, I'm tired of the refs letting Gobert get away with a lot. He should foul out by mid-fourth game. Also, are y'all letting Dev go to game 5? I think he should.
Dev's already requested it, so
Yes.
not game 5. Well, maybe we have to give it to game 5 too. He'll hate that.
I mean, whatever
Well,
Dev wants
what-
to do, we're basically just taking his orders at this point.
James Davis, AG's got a wallet that says bad motherfucker on it.
I like that they censored it, but you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you write 99% of the word, I'm going to let it rip. After basketball, I expect him to walk the earth, meet people, get into adventures. You know, like Kane in Kung Fu.
That is a perfect 10 out of 10, perfect tweet.
Absolutely.
Or perfect super chat.
It's true. He'll
He
do
will
it too.
walk the earth
He
like Kane in Kung
absolutely-
Fu.
I mean, he'll fly
he
the
did
earth.
that after a title.
He'll fly the earth via private jet, but the same idea.
Yeah. Andrew Sullivan, huge game on Tuesday with Jokic getting the MVP trophy in front of the home crowd with home court advantage again. Must-win game for Minnie. The Nuggets will take it anyway.
Let's go.
Big game,
It's a
man.
must-win game for
Yeah,
everybody.
it really is.
James Jimmy, a major reason for the last 2 wins. AG taking the ball up the floor and getting into the primary
Yup.
action with 16 seconds on the shot clock. This allows enough time to get second and third action.
Yep.
Yep, it really is, man.
Good shit, James.
Game changer, man.
Alejandro Botello, in my despair and misery, I forgot. Denver and Jokic in a 7-game series, they always figure you out.
How'd you forget?
It's never been clearer after tonight. Bless Jokic.
How did any of you forget?
Man, that is another reason for silver lining, by the way. Yoke figures guys out, figures teams out. There will be adjustments, though.
Ben,
They might be bad ones,
1994.
we'll find out.
Jokic said to win, we would need a clone of himself. Turns out AG equals Jokic.
Hell yeah.
He's never lied.
Doc Samadi. Doc Samahati. Don't call it a comeback. Cue the LL Cool J to the Mile High. Let's go.
Don't call it a comeback.
Flimball just bought in-flight Wi-Fi to join the winners.
Let's go.
Ireland.
Let's go.
Hashtag all the Nuggets are good. Hashtag all the Wolves are our ass except for Ant. Hashtag DNVR Bar.
Let's go.
I love it,
Let's
man.
go. I hope
Dude.
you're flying Aer Lingus.
Nice. Ben Max Steel fan. Murray haters in the doghouse right now. A cold, distant doghouse.
Oh, baby. No cats allowed.
Jimmy Ackerman. Love the Nuggets. Love DNVR. My feelings on Minnesota are so weird. I honestly love Ant, but I cannot stand Gobert and Cat. All the Nuggets are good.
Yeah,
They're all good.
This is what's great about a playoff series. You could just hate all of them.
And you
Just-
start to learn, like, you're like, all right, the Wolves, they're fine. I don't hate them. By the end, you're like, I hate those guys.
Nick Bevilacqua. Jokic is the Lisan Al-Gaib.
He is,
dude,
man.
too.
He's the
Let's
chosen
go.
one.
Joe Clem, 15. In 93, Jordan's Bulls were down 0-2 to the Knicks. They won 4 in a row, and the national press called it a delayed sweep. Project GOAT is back on schedule.
Delayed sweep, baby.
Delayed sweep.
I love it.
That's, oh my God, that's good.
Please let us get a delayed
Jay,
sweep.
Nas and Cat looked like they are mentally slipping all game. Even by the end, Ant looked like he was realizing he played amazing, and it wasn't enough.
Yes, he did, and it wasn't.
Carrick Stevens, I hope Shaq is crying inside tonight because Joker is laughing. Go Nugs. Let's get real loud on
If it makes you
Tuesday.
feel better, Shaq didn't watch this game and it doesn't care.
What's beautiful is Game 5 with Jokic getting the MVP trophy is on TNT.
Beautiful.
That could be great
man.
theater.
Wilson the Ghost, whether it's Gordon or MPJ, if the Nuggets get meaningful third option scoring, they're almost impossible to beat. Hashtag stay on parade. Cam, watching Kitty Cat and the Timber Puppies cry about our physicality is pure dopamine.
It
really
is so.
is.
Yeah,
Very
my
pure.
brain is full.
By the way, Wolves shot more free throws than the Nuggets again tonight.
Did they really? That's curious.
Didn't matter though. Just his family. So I guess we got to boo Jamal at home from now on, eh? Emojis.
It'd be funny if like he was in on it, but that'd be the only way it'd be good.
Right, exactly.
We just
Landon Wright.
piss him off. He,
Except it
He's
doesn't
like, what
work
the
if
hell,
he's in on
guys?
he
it.
demands a trade. We're like, we're kidding.
As a
You know,
Nuggets
like,
fan,
you're better when you get booed.
Come
Yeah,
on,
like, yeah.
as a Nuggets fan who resides in Minnesota, Eric, your pure hate of Cat matches mine.
Let's
Hashtag
go.
All the Wolves are soft. Hashtag all the Wolves are awful. Hashtag all the Wolves are not the Nuggets.
All
Let's
the
go.
Wolves are not the Nuggets.
I love it. Yeah, I love that my hate travels.
Colin Lupe. Anybody else see Gobert do the money Manziel hinting that the refs were paid?
Oh,
Well, that was
he
also
did.
that was also the Murray
Yeah,
from
Murray
the
did that
from
too.
game 2.
Second time this season, he's insinuated the NBA is rigged. Josh Dillard. MPJ and KCP have to play better. I feel like Braun and Holiday should play more minutes. Their energy is amazing. LFG Nuggets.
So great.
Bench is awesome.
Hannah Bro Lecter. Huge shout out to the fellas on the bench tonight. Mr. Nugget with a nearly perfect game and Jokic with another MVP performance. Eat it, Shaq.
Eat it.
I love when our collective people all choose a new target.
Yeah.
Now it's Shaq.
Oh, dude, Shaq's an enemy now.
Dude.
He's a sworn enemy.
Sworn out of the club.
Definitely.
Into the fire. Hector Rogel. Let's go. Nugs in 6. MV3. AG. Murray and the whole gang. F them puppies.
F them pups.
Tim Johnson, can you believe it was just 60-ish hours ago that people marked the Nuggets dead, Jokic's legacy cooked, and the Wolves the best defensive team of all time? Not so fast, Brate.
Third best defensive team of all time.
Not so fast, Brates.
Cedric Exquisite, best Mother's Day gift ever. Cedric, are you a mother? Because you keep pushing
I
this
know.
angle. P.S. Vote, I don't have a mom, sadly. Oh, man.
Wow, that really,
Nice.
really, you should have read
Immediately
the whole
got
thing.
that.
Wow.
Vote, I don't have a mom, sadly. Seeing my dad happy / never giving up on me since 2013 is enough.
Wow.
Love you some sex.
Shout out Cedric.
Happy Mother's Day, Cedric.
No one clipped that.
Yeah.
Vote doesn't need to get canceled over that, but he could.
Yeah. Jason Kep, I fear all we have done is to awaken a sleeping giant and fill him with a terrible resolve. Japanese Admiral Isoroku
This is a World War II.
Yamamoto
This is a
on
wor-
Nuggets after game
This
2.
is a little dark, but we appreciate it. It's fine.
What else do we got? Tyler
what a
Mercabile watching Jokic pull the chair on Lebagless. Was so
Bro,
satisfying.
what a play, man.
We forgot about that one.
Jokic, I just know Jokic had the biggest shit-eating grin after that play.
Bro, he was trying so hard to hold it in.
I know.
Wolves fan, sick watching CB scream after 3 had to hurt 2. Go Nuggets.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Nate Prebe, strong performance from CB and Holiday. Ben showed up tonight to complement a great performance by AG, Yoke, and Jamal. 2 games to go.
Take it home. Take it home.
Jay Rich, wild half-court shot from Jamal. Did the other Anthony give us a post-game quote for that? Just bought the DNVR shirt and a badass one from Etsy, too.
Hell yeah.
On the first part of that.
Yeah.
Jared from Foco.
We support no other businesses.
Hope you got your mom a gift today. I did. Got her flowers. Remember, just in time. Thank you. Ant went ham, but we can let him eat. Let's bring it home. Hashtag all the Nuggets are
Let's
good.
Let's go.
Nick Brown. I'd go by Cat, too, if my name was Carl.
That's a great super chat. Just a great super chat.
Simple. To the point.
Oh, look at this. Matt Peck.
Hey,
Let's
homie!
fucking go. Our ultimate homie.
Peck.
Matt Peck, Heart of a Champion game. Consecutive finals trips back on
Yes.
track. Big Dave and I will be in Denver ready to rage
Yes.
next month.
Let's
Love
go,
y'all.
Matt.
Yes.
Oh, the vibes are back.
Yes.
Everything's
The vibes
back.
are so back.
Everything's wonderful.
Dude, you guys get all city like nobody else.
Matt Peck of
everyone should be
CHGO
here
Bulls.
vibing. Let's go.
Georgie Radjenovic. Shout out.
Hell
No
yeah.
fan 31, Nuggets and 6. Book it.
All right.
Smeeky, D-line,
Delayed
great
sleep.
hoodie, but Adam t-shirt is fire. Lucky charm. Where
Hell
is
yeah.
Rocky a shot? Must honor tradition. All the Nuggets are good.
We do
This
have our
is Bootia T. This is You Be the Joker, too.
all pander outfits on
And
today.
that
we really?
shirt
Yeah.
is actually straight from
KK Joker.
KK Joker.
And this shirt is straight from the Belgrade Airport.
Duty free?
Duty full.
Won this in a 3-point shootout.
Hell yeah.
Duty full. It's just Jordan 42069. Wasn't this supposed to be the last game of the series? ESPN analysts, where you at?
Where you at? They're in California.
Dmitry Tukovic. The Timber Pups fans were so adorable after game 2.
Hey. Just waiting.
Let's just say that an edit will come if it's allowed.
White Rabbit, thanks for letting Sunday feel like Friday. Thank the Nuggets, man, but also thank you.
Yeah.
DJ Wayne, Cat was so bad. I don't know if that was Cedric Exquisite or Jordan McRae hooping. All of the Nuggets are sexy.
So sexy.
It's getting so layered, the reference.
We are getting so layered.
So
If
Our
deep.
super
If
chats are
someone, yeah, like if we had a
their own
guest,
language.
if we had a guest right now and they were like, "What does that mean?" and we had to explain, we're like, "Oh man, so
Let's see here.
Joe in Philly, imagine how excited Wolves fans were on Friday for the biggest Wolves game in 20 years. Imagine the fans tonight. Wolves are cooked, and their fans know it.
Oh, I hope you're right. We can't get too far ahead of ourselves,
Yeah.
but the Nuggets do look like they are in well-traveled territory. They have been here before. They'll probably be here again.
Speaking of territory, SW2 was in enemy territory tonight, and he's checking in here. Stay on parade. What a quiet-ass arena. Wolves fans are fun, but they give up as quick as their team does once they go down 10. Nugs and 6.
Bro, there's a reason for it, man. They've got
It's
decades
it's called PTSD.
They had decades of PTSD from it.
We missed it earlier.
Oh, stay on parade. We had, who is it? DeAndre?
Red Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan on parade. Hell
Dude,
yeah.
this parade's getting a little spicy.
It's getting a little. Well, no, we're getting there, man. I do love that. I just love that. Adding one, it's just so cool, man. It's such a cool little.
I mean,
totem.
last year
Totem,
we
yeah.
The
were
steps.
climbing the steps.
Climbing the
Yep.
steps last year. This year we're another chain in the parade.
Love it so much.
Daniel Lynch, Moach got a Maxi the Miner tattoo after one Larry. If the Nuggets get O'Brien number 2 in 2024, I'm going to get a
Oh my
tattoo
God,
of Moach.
dude.
Hashtag Denver Nuggets Decade, LFG.
That
I
would,
hope you know I'm screenshotting.
yeah, screenshot that one because that one's
Send that
hilarious.
to Wade. Wade needs to put that, enter that into the official
Speaking
records.
of which, I know the job's not done. There's a non-zero chance there are a lot of Wolves fans with some Nas Reed tattoos for life that are going to remind them of a tough
Oh,
series.
man.
Ryan Mordecai, they fucked up when they let us rediscover the power of friendship.
Let's go!
Hashtag Nuggets and 6.
They
That's where you fucked up.
What else do we got?
Oh, hey! Superstar Dev, there he is, right from the arena.
What's up, baby?
He wants to be Prince, and he deserves it.
Dev, you seem to have been having fun out there.
Oh man, what a trip! I told you I'm Minnesota Dev now, man. Y'all gotta call me Minnesota Devy.
Minnesota Dev. Well, Minnesota Dev,
Minnesota Fats. The famous pool player. All
there
right,
you
whatever.
go. Minnesota Dev, real quick before you give us the notes of the locker room, I heard a lot of reports that it was quiet in that building tonight. More quiet than you might guess.
Oh man, it was so quiet. For some reason, they decided not to boo. I thought they were gonna boo Jamal because I seen so much energy of that, in the first game. But this time they didn't want to boo. They had a lot of energy, in the first part of the game. But then they went on this 8-0 run to go into the half. They went down 15. Oh, it was quiet, so quiet.
Man, Nuggets really went in there and gave them and shook them. I love it. All right, what do you have any thoughts on the game, real quick, personally?
Yeah, I just feel like, man, you just got to just send the right people to go out there and flip the switch, and that's what me and RG did. As soon as you flip the switch like that, you already knew it was going to go. We undefeated, never lost, never lost.
So you go into Game 5? The people want to know.
Let's go to Game 5. Let's go to Game 5.
All right, take us behind the scenes, Dev.
All right, so first up, we had Malone. Malone, the message of the day was just to weather the storm. He talked about that a lot, and he said that Aaron Gordon was the MVP of the game. He spoke about his playmaking, his defense, and he just said that you have to show him a lot of love. He said that Denver, their job was to protect home court. That's going to be a big thing heading into the next game. And it's going to just be big for them to have the fans to come out and make it a zoo. He said that was a good win for them, but they have a long way to go. On AG's physicality, it was important and impactful, and we don't win that game without him. Nikola is going to do what he does. He's going to have a big monster game, but AG won that game for him. Since day one, it was about putting the uniform on, and it was about Denver first, and that's what he loves about Aaron Gordon. On the momentum, he said that when we were leaving Denver, not many people believed in us. They said that it was all done, understandably so, and that it was all over. But they came out with that spirit. They knew that they were going to get a good Anthony Edwards games, and he did just that. They got the momentum, and now it's about going up 3-2. What they found in this one was just to never underestimate a champion. We went into Miami and we won 2-0. This team has been through that a lot. He said that this was momentum that they feel like they built off of because they've been there before. And he just says that it's the next man up. And that's what they just got. Jamal came up next, and he said that his first question was about the half-court shot, and he was big on that. He said that it was nothing crazy. He just felt that it was good in the moment. He knew that it was going to go good going off of his fingertips. It went straight into Aaron Gordon. As you know, that was the theme. He had a very good game. He said that he's just playing very smart, very hard, aggressive, and it's his defense. He said that's on both ends of the court. He's guarding multiple guys, and just like last year, he's been great. He said that it was big on remembering who they were. We're the champions. We've been in this position before. We never had doubt. So just go ahead and ask someone else. He said that with Christian Braun, he's very confident. His main job is to defend and put pressure and timely cuts and get on breaks and does everything he does. And then when the shooting comes, it's just that much better. But it's a lot of belief, and he does a great job of embracing the moment. He said that he's a winner. Then the question came about, just believing in themselves. He said that there was never doubt with him. He believed even before they won the championship. He said, go ahead and run the tape. We went down 2 games, and we got 2 games back. There's a belief question. I believed in this team a long time ago. He felt that they did feel like they woke up for game 2. He said that they faced the Lakers so many times, and it's just 2 teams that are very familiar with each other. It was a different kind of game, and Minnesota is so much better defensively with that full-court pressure. He knew that game 2 was going to be a battle, so they woke up in game 2, and they're glad to be tied up 2-2. Then we got the man of the hour, Aaron Gordon. He said a big thing was like for him to look to space the floor a bit. He works on that shot every single day. As Eric lets everybody know, he lives on a basketball court. He says he goes and shoots free throws every single day. Depending on his body feel, that's the non-negotiable. With the momentum, he said, we have home court back, so now we have to do it on our home floor. We love how our team responded with our backs against the wall, and now we have to take advantage. He said on defending Anthony Edwards, it is a tough cover, just trying to keep him on his toes and make him think and go to his second and third move. That's a big thing for him. He said he's a hell of a player, and he does whatever he has to do to try to stop him, but it's just making him think on the fly. The question came up about, just going into that with a 0-2 deficit and just being the champs. He said he loves when people counts them out. It's just simple as that. There's a lot of guys on this team that has been counted out before. They've been the underdogs. They've been the dark horse, and they just responded in that spot. He likes that they were challenged, and he's glad that they accepted the challenge. Then to finish it off, he came up with a banger. So Nikola Jokic walked into the room, and the question came up about selflessness. He said, I learned all of that from Nikola Jokic. He's the best basketball player in the world and the most selfless player and humble dude in the world. And if a 3-time MVP can be selfless, then I can too. And then we had Nikola Jokic. The question came up about what was different about this series. He said that it's the physicality. He feels that Denver has matched their physicality and at times exceeded that. They're playing a bit smarter. We don't have to have so many turnovers. And we have to get on the run and make the easy ones. The defense is really good. That 8-0 sequence to end the half was like an important stretch for them. He said that they went up 15, and that was when the momentum was. That's when they felt that they take over the game. It's easier to play when you're up. He said in the last few games that they were down, going into the half 15, 20 points. So it was great to be up. And they just feel like they could always do something if the score is close. On if he feels that the team gained some momentum, he said this is yes and no. We didn't do anything right now. You know that he's a guy he's going to keep it real. We just haven't done anything. We won 2 games. We're going into game 5, and we feel like that's going to be the hardest games of our lives, and that's how we're going to prepare. He said that he knew that this was going to be an interesting series going into this series, just because of the dynamics and how many different players that they had. He thinks that that's a really talented team. He said that Aaron Gordon was the best player on the floor tonight, although he had the monster game. He said he doesn't take credit for being a big factor, winning a championship last year, and he was a big part of winning the championship last year and a lot of their wins this year. Some night he's going to score. Sometimes he's just going to do whatever he needs to do. And then it came back full circle to finish off about that selfishness. He said, I think it's cool. I think it's contagious. It gets other people involved, and they want to do that, and that's the best way to play basketball. And I'm going to tell you what, they played damn good basketball today.
They sure did, man. They sure did. Any final thoughts? What do you got? What are you doing tonight, Dev? You celebrated? You going out on the town?
Finally right there?
I'm gonna celebrate. I'm gonna celebrate. But really, the message of the day, like my final thoughts is, for you people out there that have, somebody that's special in your life, make sure that you tell them. It's a Mother's Day. Everybody doesn't have a mom, but they do have special people in their life. So make sure that you're telling those people that.
Dev, you mean a lot to me, Dev. You mean a lot to me.
That was pretty good.
Great stuff out there the whole time, Dev. Later, brother. Man, unbelievable.
And we have more super chats rolling in. By the way, Bubbles McBuzzer Beater, I saw you said yours was skipped. If you could just get the message in, we'll try to get it. In the meantime, Ryan Mordecai.
Yeah, we're also not reading anything under $5.
Oh, we're actually not reading anything under $5
we have
right
90
now.
super chats
We have
at the
90
moment.
plus super chats, so that's a note for everyone
And
else.
we've been live for 9 hours. Let's
MFJ, last 2. Denver, 55% overall, 47% from 3 versus best defense of all time, past, present, and future in any sport. AG doing everything. Cat can't win in post versus anyone over 6 feet. Ant is not as good as MJ. Gilbert Arenas is in fetal position, praying to 1,000 gods. Hashtag MVP Jokic. Hashtag MVP3.
Dude, I love that. I do love like the big burn you can sick on Ant is that he's not as good as Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Take that. Boom. Roasted.
He's just not, man. He's just not.
By the way, what did Gil say the other day? That the guy they go to in the clutch is Murray. Yoke 16 in the fourth tonight. That's whatever.
Well, he's...
I know he wasn't driven by logic. I know. I'm just saying it's funny.
Nothing
We're getting all the receipts.
Nothing makes me happier though as a guy that didn't play basketball to watch guys that play basketball say the dumbest fucking things you've ever heard about basketball.
That's so true.
Mixer, just gotta say, respect to Adam from Sombor for rocking that KK Joker shirt. We love you guys here. You are welcome anytime. Oh, and Eric, we are so back.
We're so back. Are we back? Oh, it's over. I'm sure it's over.
We are so
Okay.
back.
We're so back.
Phew. I was worried.
You leave it up to chance like that. You never know.
You never know, man.
Devin Quintana, game 2, I asked the difference from the Celtics game in March to now. Now I re-ask after 2 wins. How do you compare the Nuggets' confidence from that point to now?
Their confidence is soaring. Soaring.
Oh, yeah. The difference was after game 2, I believe the Nuggets take on their word that they were not rattled.
Yeah.
But that's different than right now where they are soaring.
No, they weren't rattled, but they were beat, and they were like, we're not going to win this game. And they just allowed it to get terrible.
Right.
Naveen Krishnamurthy. It's a best of 3 now. Jokic after the game today. Oh, that's Jokic's quote. It's a best of 3 now. Jokic after the game today. So much for the take that Jokic doesn't particularly care about basketball.
Let's go. It's always been the worst. The worst take.
82, the Nuggets guards surprisingly were holding their own in the post against Gobert and Cat. Those dudes are soft.
So soft.
Charmin.
Tom Stewart. LFG, this one feels good. Loved your guys' perspective and optimism when it was looking dark. Nuggets in 6. All the Nuggets are good.
I'm telling you, don't listen to anyone in town about the Denver Nuggets except for us.
All the DNVR are good. Stay on parade.
You will get the worst perspectives around town that are just so
Brody.
they just want
This
them
is
to
the only
lose.
Nuggets podcast. Remember that.
Shaq looked so sad having to acknowledge Joker after the game tonight.
Sure he did.
Matt Kaczynski. I'm really hoping we get some good memes tomorrow from the 14-foot super scissoring that happened when Gobert tried to help Cat up.
So
The Scissor Sisters, I'll refer to them
LFG
forevermore.
Nuggets.
There's just like no way to look cool in that moment. Like you're down
No.
10, 15, but whatever it was, then you both fall.
and it looked like Gobert got a little
Like he might have hurt himself.
Dude, oh my God.
It was really a tough moment there.
Oh man.
Billy Jean screen. Jokic equals European Android. Linus Klesa plus Costa Kufos. We're trial runs. Nene made me friends in Portugal. Ronaldo Balkman should have been a starter. We're going all over the map.
Yeah.
Nuggets should re-sign Fareed. Anthony Carter looked like Kenny Jett's dad.
Kind of.
And uncle.
You need to know everything about the Nuggets for the last 20 years to understand that super
what a
chat.
weird
Great
note to end
super
on.
chat, man.
What a weird
Real
note to
one.
end.
That was
That's it, boys.
All right, hit us that outro music there, Kale. How long will we go today?
76 minutes.
That's not even that long. That's actually okay. Good news is we're going to be back tomorrow with an off-day show here as we get ready for the home stretch here. Game 5, my God, that's going to be a big one. If you can make it there, get there, man. Get to Game 5. Be a
It's
Nuggets fan.
gonna
Don't sell your
be a
ticket.
potential all-time night.
All-timer if you can take that game, man.
And if you can't make it there, just make it right here.
Yep.
That's right. Any final thoughts, anybody?
All the Nuggets are good. Let's go.
Stay on parade.
Stay on parade. The series is back in our court, fellas.
Hit that like button on the way out. We'll see you.
Let's go.